As you can see guys, that's my games. So we have Battlefield Hardline, then of course Gears 5, then Halo 5 Guardians, then Killer Instinct, of course the Medium, and then State of Decay 1 and 2, and last but not the least, Yakuza 0. 4 of it. So I was able to play the first game that I want to try is the next gen release game, the Medium. So Medium. So it's a psychological survival horror. So very scary. Actually, when I finished the game, So the Medium is a very scary game. You'll be chased by an enemy here, and at the same time you need to hide and hold your breath. So it's a true survival horror. It's a return of fixed camera angles and among other horror elements, survival horror elements. So the atmosphere, I like the atmosphere, especially the graphics. So it's of course, next gen game. So expect that it got very good graphics. So especially the music, I also love the music of that game. And aside from that, I was able to play the flagship games of Microsoft, which is Halo. So to be specific, it's Halo 5 Guardians. So wow, I really love it. It's the first time I played Halo. I really love the game. Now I understand why this is the flagship game of Microsoft. I really love the action. The action. It's a first person shooter. I'm not that fond of shooter, but because of Halo, I love playing shooter game. So I really love Halo, and it's not just shooting. You can also ride. They also got a vehicles, and aside from that, you've got a teammate in here. Ooh, teammate. So it's very good for multiplayer. So aside from that, of course, this is my favorite, Gears 5. Gears 5 is definitely my favorite. It reminds me of Resident Evil 5, to be honest. So it's a third-person shooter. Ooh, third-person shooter. And you also got your teammates in here. And aside from that, there's like Halo, there's a lot of weapons. There's a variation of weapons here you can use. And aside from that, I love everything about it, to be honest. From music to graphics to characters. My favorite is JD Phoenix. And the enemies, the story, I love the story. Guys, you really need to play this, Gears 5. So I highly recommend you play this. And aside from that, I was able to play Battlefield Hardline. So Battlefield Hardline. So on this game, this is a first-person shooter also. You play as a cop. So this is a police. Police, and the character got the ability to freeze. To freeze the enemies and handcuff it. But there are also enemies who are very aggressive in shooting. So you really need to strategize on this game. It's also a very good game. Actually, I think it's a spin-off of Battlefield series, since I know Battlefield are war games, but this time it was set in a city and you're a police officer. You're a cop. So I also love that game. And aside from that, there's Yakuza. Yakuza Yakuza is a very good game, open world action adventure game, so third person. So actually I miss going to Japan, but because of the game Yakuza, I no longer miss Japan. Of course, it was set in that, as I said, in Japan. So, you played a same Yakuza. But, there's a twist in the story. I also love the twist in the story. So, aside from that, the action adventure element of the story, aside from the skills of the character, wow, I really love Yakuza. At from now, this is one of my favorite game series, Yakuza. I also love the story and of course the open world element. Of course, the ability also to purchase food items for your health, and aside from that, the ability to improve your skills, the skills of the character, I mean. So, it's a very, very good game, Yakuza. So, aside from that, I was able to play, this is one of the, my most favorite fighting game now. Actually, it's the first time I've tried it. Killer Instinct. I also love this fighting game. So, you fight, of course, just like a fighting game, you select a character and you fight on each other. As simple as that. But on Killer Instinct, you can have an infinite combo. So so use all your punching and kick skills. So actually, martial arts skill. For some characters, actually my favorite is Jago. He's a martial artist type of character. And aside from that, there's a variation of characters in here. So I think you will love this game, especially the chain combos, where you can chain your combos in endlessly. I think endlessly. You can strike your opponent a lot of times. So I also love this game. I also love the graphics and of course the characters, and there's a story. Of course there's a story in it, and the background music. I love the background music. Yun. So aside from that, I was able to play State of Decay part 1 and part 2. Actually, as I was very excited to play this game. Unfortunately, this is a very simple game for me. Although this is a zombie game, I love zombie games. I love Resident Evil, to be honest. But I think it's for other players. It's suited for other players. I like the game, but not to the extent that I want to finish the game. So this is an honest review, so I'm just saying that maybe State of Decay is not for me. Although I've got excited playing it, I downloaded State of Decay 1 and 2. So unfortunately, when I tried the game, I'm not that excited. But it's a very good game. Maybe it's not just right for me. So that's an honest review for me.